Business and Laundry. I am Bimbo Wefe, as you all know. In this video, I'm going to be talking about fabric and fiber. People are asking for the difference, and we feel the need to explain it from our own perspective. If you're into laundry and dry cleaning business, you really need to know, to have a thorough knowledge of fabric. If you do not, you'll not be able to handle them well. So let's dive right into it. So let's start by explaining fabric. Fabric is mainly an ingredient. It's mixed with other materials in creating a finished product. What do I mean by that? I'll cite examples so that it's easier to understand. Like, for instance, cotton is used in making denim. Denim, we all know denim. Some people call it jeans material. It's actually denim. So the cotton that is used in making that denim, the cotton is actually the fiber, while the denim is the fabric. Another example I can say is silk. They use silk in making chiffon, satin. So the silk is the fiber, while the chiffon or satin is actually the fabric. So the difference is that the fiber, they use thread-like materials to either do knitting or weave them, and it becomes that your fabric. So you need to understand that fabric, once you touch it, mere touching it, you feel the texture. It automatically tells you. If you're holding a chiffon, you already know that it's made with silk. And how do you handle silk? You cannot just, soak silk. You have to dry clean silk. But some silk can be laundered. So don't forget where your care label comes in, that before you actually do anything to any fabric, always check the care label. But for the purpose of this video, we are explaining what fabric and fiber is. So I gave examples. With the example, you can easily tell. Some materials are also, let me use the word fabric now. Some fabric they use yarn. Yarn is those rope they use in knitting, or the industrial one. So you use it for sweaters, cardigans, and all that. So you'll be able to know that, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. How do I handle it? There are different types of fabric, but we are not in the clothing line, so I can't break it down to that extent. All I just want you to understand in this video is that fiber is actually what is used in making fabric. So if you understand the kind of fiber they use in making a particular fabric, then it will be clear on how to handle it without damaging it. I still have to let you know that in this our business, we need to be very careful. Mistakes comes up, especially when you have staff working with you. You train them on a regular basis to know how to handle certain things, but one way or the other, errors do come up. So when errors come up, how do you handle it? Don't forget that you have to be honest, tell the truth. Some people will say, so okay, we've heard you, is a mistake, don't let it happen again. Some will say, no, I bought my whatever 1 million naira, or I spent $1,000, or I did 1,000 pounds, blah blah blah, and they want you to pay. So you need to know your, what's it called now? You have to have a policy in place. When things like that happen, how do you settle it? Because don't forget, you don't want to lose your customer, irrespective of errors that occur. So find a policy, put a policy in place to help you to handle such cases, because I'll be lying to you if I say that damages does not occur in this business. I've made errors, I've tried to, work on it. Errors come up on a regular basis. So as long as you're not the one attending to the fabric directly, maybe you have staffs and all that, if you're the one doing it, you'll be able to be extra careful. Even your staffs have been trained to be careful in handling things, but just have it at the back of your mind that errors can actually come up. So like I'm saying, fiber are actually what the body cannot digest. So think of anything that your body cannot digest. That is what is made of fiber, or that is what we call fiber. and mainly it comes from plants, it comes from animals. So if you can think of anything like the animal skin and all, of course you cannot digest it, so it's used to make certain fabric. So you have to understand that fabric and fiber, they go together. There are types of fabrics. There's textile fabric, there's polymeric fabric. I'll just cite example, like for instance, the textile fabric are like your filament, your thread, your yarn, your a lot of them, they are called textile fabric because they use them, they knit them together. So you have the polymeric fabric. The polymeric fabric are actually those fabric that they use in making our PPE, that's your personal protective equipment, like the goggles, the lab coats, I mean the rubber coats that they wear in the laboratories and all that. So those ones are made from it. If someone brings such for you, how do you handle it? You should know that that is rubber. How are you going to clean it? Do you go and dry it? Obviously, if you put it in the dryer, you can imagine what will happen. It will melt, damage things. So you need to understand that it's not everything that can be laundered, it's not everything that can be dried. You have to understand that. So basically, it's just easy to understand. There's not much, you just have to understand that fiber is what we use in making fabric. So when you see a particular garment, you'll be able to tell from small knowledge. All I'm saying is just that you should understand them. Fiber, well, they can shrink if you go and launder fiber. Okay, they can shrink, the color can change. You have to get a proper knowledge of them. Some of them cannot be machine washed, some of them have to be dry cleaned. So you need to understand that. So basically, fabric and fiber, in just conclusion, is that you should understand that fiber are what they use in making fabric. So once you understand a particular fabric, then you understand the fiber that is used in making it. I don't know if I'm really communicating in this video, but it might be challenging to understand. But if you do extra study on your own too, you will understand what I'm trying to communicate. Thank you for always watching our videos. Give us a thumbs up, share our video. It would really help someone that is trying to run this type of business, or learn one or two about the business. Subscribe to our video so that anytime there's a new video, you'll be the first to know. Thank you for always encouraging us, and our book is online. You'll see the link below for those of you that want to see more or read about all we have been saying, because like I always say, we can't say everything in our videos. Come in for training if you're really into starting the business. It's not just about washing clothes and ironing clothes. There are other things involved that if you don't see, you might not know. If you don't experience it, you might not understand it. So feel free to link below and then have a look at our manual. Thank you so much. Bye.